Today, welcome you all to God the Supreme, who is ocean of knowledge, who has come down to reveal the truth, the power of truth about self, that is about souls, about the Supreme, and also about the cyclic order of time and karma philosophy. So today I am going to share that the souls, how they do come in the field of action, and how all the reincarnation, life after death, then how the soul undergoes all these things. And the main confusion is whether we have rebirth or not, one thing. And if at all, if we take rebirth, then whatever we have heard in Bharat, that in scriptures, that human soul goes and take 84 lakh species, amoeba to monkey, monkey to man. Anyhow, Darwin's theory is failed, but still there is much more confusion regarding this. But I wish to share with you that how the soul, human soul, having different qualities, efficiency, and specially blessed with the intelligence, and also the thinking process and the sanskaras, what it takes, is more evolved and more powerful than comparatively to any animal species. But actually, the Supreme says that the human soul doesn't at all take any time the animal body, whatever may be the karmic accounts, because see, whatever scriptures says that human soul from amoeba to monkey, monkey to the man, and even now if you do any such sinful actions, then they have to take the animal bodies. But logically and scientifically, if you think, this is impossible thing. One thing, as the seed, so will be the tree. If I put mango seed, we can't expect neem tree, or neem seed, we cannot expect the mango tree. As the seed, so shall be the tree. In the same way, the human soul with a physical body and with a higher capacity, it cannot go and work in the animal body, like gramophone plate, then the cassette, then nowadays whatever the audible things are being used in different way. The same way, the human soul needs the particular, the system where it can work, well developed brain and accordingly the body. And the third thing is, because of the karma philosophy, whatever giving and taking till they are in the body, their whole of the accounts are with the human souls, not with the animal souls. So wherever the action, the leftover, the accounts are there, it has to come there only and finish the accounts. So in that case, if we think also, a human soul cannot take animal body. And the fourth thing, till now, whatever, the regression points and also the rebirth cases, whoever have had a memory of the past lives. One thing, Dr. Pashricha in Niemans, I heard that about 2000 cases, that whatever the rebirth cases practically she has taken and gone there to the particular place and proved with the evidences, they could find out only human soul has taken human body, and as soon as it has left the past birth body. So in that case also, and Edgar Cayce definitely in Virginia Beach in America, about 3,500 cases, in that about 1,600 cases of the past lives, whatever he has seen practically, and the evidences what they have collected, as he said, went and just got the proof of whether that person was there and how the life was. It was practically the true, because the Dr. Hansa Raval, who is in America, who is in contact with Brahma Kumaris, and she is a military officer, where she could really went to the Virginia, they were his thesis has been kept, the proofs, recordings, in that she could find out the true cases. So, and also, and one more thing, the past lives memory, whether they remember or not, the small children, without anybody teaching them the shlokas, some children started saying the shlokas in the very, very small childhood, and another one saying beautifully, drawing, painting, and another one saying in a small age that I will become a military officer. So these are the things shows that whether they recollect or not, the past sanskara, what they have, the past recordings, what they have brought, in a very little age, they could recollect, they could tell the things, whether they are born here and there, those strong memories are not there, but the special qualities, special art of a child, without anybody's, no teacher taught them, no teacher, parents told them, but they are telling by their own. This proves that maybe that particular soul, some children sing so beautifully, some children dance so beautifully, and not much of the effort in very little age. So this shows that particular soul in a military, or maybe a pandit telling the slokas till the last end of their lives, and some in military leaving the body, and some dancers or singers leaving the body, and in that the small child we can see all these specially dominant qualities in their lives. That proves that the soul takes a body, only the human body, not the animal body. Why the human body? To reap the reaction. Suppose if they have done a bad actions, very bad actions, the thing is they have to take a body, human body, but live like an animal. So I was telling that how the human soul definitely take the human body only, not the animal body, to reap the reaction. Suppose if they have done very bad actions, given sorrow to many, and done maximum bad actions, God says that not necessarily they have to take the animal body, but they have to reap the reaction of the past karmas like animals. See, in the market, if you see, the donkey pulls the row, a horse takes the load. But human souls, the people, drawing the cart, so trying hard. And the children in the footpath, people who throw the food after eating, they take and eat. Even the small dogs, they go and eat, taking all wrong things from the dustbin. The difference between the humans and the animals, nowhere you can see sometimes the difference. Why? Children in a palace, children on the footpath, and some by birth so much suffering. This is all because of the doings, whatever they have done. Even though human body, but the reaction is so bad, they have to live like animals. See, you see the slums now, where human souls should not live, they are living in such a places. And this is how the karmic accounts in the same human body, they have to pay back. Means, as the seed, so shall you reap for it.
Yes.
I shall repeat that I was telling that how the human soul take only the human body to repay whatever the actions done in the past. I was telling that so many rebirth cases, the Nimans, Dr. Pashricha, who has collected about 2000 cases, practical rebirth memories of a children, after some time recollecting and telling I was there, this, and it was proved cases, and another 3600 cases from Edgar Cayce, Virginia Beach, America, where even whatever he saw the past, they went and had a proof of the people, particularly whether in the last birth they were there or not, going to that places and found out about 1600. Among 3600 they could find out with a proof. Some they couldn't because the place was changed and so many things happened. So in that way, the human soul taking the human body itself reap the reaction whatever it has done. It need not take the animal body. For that I was just giving an example that see a child on the footpath and a child in a palace. Yesterday also I told that children have not done anything, but here see they throws after eating, the children go and take in the dustbin. Even dog also they in the same place go and take. What is the difference? Then the donkey also takes the load, but if you see in the market, poor things, they cannot lift, but they are doing it. No other go for them. So such things when you see, even though the human body, but the living, the lifestyle is like an animal. See the people in slum. So these are the things, whatever they have done. Many mention, if you really could get the Edgar Cayce book, Karma and Punarjanma. So if those things, practical cases gives us a little glimpse, and some of the Pashricha in Nimans, Dr. Pashricha, where even she could find out so many things. So there God says that anyhow, as Newton's third law is applicable, that every action and the reaction equally distributed, and they have to repay, and they cannot escape from any type of, even a small pin if I take, I have to pay back. So only the name is Karma Kshetra, that is field of action. So God is telling us, children, before doing, think twice, then come into action so that you will be saved. You need not do wrong things, then very difficult to repay and suffer a lot, health wise, relationship wise, then the money, the material, all the comfort wise, in all the way one has to suffer. Even mentally torturing, they have to become mentally retarded. So many things, there are so many different types where the karma philosophy is so powerful, and karma, akarma and vikarma, whatever knowingly or unknowingly if they do, they have to pay back the result. So God says that human soul takes only 84 birth, not 84 lakhs birth, because 84 lakh species are there, but other species human soul doesn't travel, doesn't incarnate in the human body to reap the reaction. So this is what is the amoeba to monkey, monkey to man is not the real fact, not a true theory, but it was the scriptures. Why they wrote is at least people should be afraid of doing all wrong things, but now people are not caring. They think, oh, let us see afterwards what happens, but let us do now and finish. So whatever they have to do, they will do it, all wrong things. And one thing, no power, and another thing, the knowledge about the karma philosophy, they are not aware, even though the law is there, Newton's third law, but still they don't care. So here, the Supreme Father has come down to tell us how the karma philosophy is the reason for the punarjanma, that is for the rebirth. Chain link of karma, till we leave a body, we go on do the actions, and only few actions where we get the result. By the time when we leave a body, whatever the accumulated and the leftover actions where we did not pay back, those accumulated actions are being carried from life to life, that is birth to birth, where soul has to either happy or suffer, beautiful or not beautiful, healthy or unhealthy, rich or poor, educated or not educated. These are all the things are the result of actions, whatever they have done, and go accordingly. This is what is the story of 84 birth? How the soul takes the human body, and when it comes down from the soul world, then how we were, what we were, and how all we come across. And the time is being divided into 4 parts, like day is morning, afternoon, evening and night, again morning, then Monday again to Monday, January again to January, the season again, everything is in cyclic order. The same way the human soul, once when it comes down on earth, taking a human body, when we come down, we were so pure with all the values, with all the powers, we were so divine. So because of the purity and completely, Sato Pradhan, we were having a deity, that is, we were not said to be human beings, we were said to be the divine beings, that is Devta. See, even now if people do good actions, they say that you are like a Devta, or they say you are like a God for us. That is, it is not that we are like a God or whatever it is, but godly qualities we have. So Devtas means Daivatva, the divinity which made us to be in that stage, is really what we have to understand is the time, the golden period is golden age. Then the soul, according, that is completely pure Sato Pradhan stage is compared to the golden era, and the next is compared to the silver as it travels down. Then 16 celestial degrees of purity, that is complete, one full is 16 celestial degree, that is Sola Kala Sampurna, Adinaru Kala Sampurna in Kannada. So then when they come to silver age, then it is 14. So golden age and silver age, the human soul was perfect, completely alright, with all the treasures, with all the values, with complete health, wealth and happiness. completely wiseless, completely, what to say, there is no, discomforts. The society was so harmonious with all the, treasures. To say that golden period, Satyuga, why the name Satyuga? The world is been according to the stage of the soul, quality and the type of action the soul do. This is divided into golden age, silver age, copper age and iron age. That the name depicts the stage of the soul, like morning, afternoon, evening and night. The same way, the era, the golden age where we were completely pure, that time we were said to be Devata, practically Devata, worship worthy, and we take 8 birth in golden age. And in the golden age, 8 birth and lifespan was 150 years. 150 years. Untimely living body was not there. No diseases and complete health and with all the values and natural beauty, because nature also was so powerful. Nature was Sato Pradhan. All the 5 elements were Sato Pradhan. And as the soul was Sato Pradhan, even the body, the effect of that body was completely Sato Pradhan, because of which, because of the purity, because they are wiseless, so the health. And there the birth, even though there is a family there, the birth was with a thought. They had so much power, tremendous energy, that the vices, lust, anger, greed, attachment, ego, nothing. All the 5 vices were absent, even small, no hatred, jealousy or laziness, all these things were not there. Because of which, lifespan was so much and accidental death, untimely living body was not there. And when they leave body, they were knowing that now I am leaving this costume, like living, taking the dress out, how the soul was just going out of the body, telling everybody bye bye, I am leaving. Body, they were knowing my body is ready there in different place. That was the stage when we were in the golden age. And same in the stage in silver age, but the thing is, the the power of 2% of the purity was down as the soul leave the body, take the body, leave the body, take the body. We are using the energy, because of which from 16 to 14, the kala was the 16 celestial degrees to 14 celestial degree, there was a change. Because of which in silver age, the lifespan was 150 to 125, 8 births to 12 births. Why 12 births? As the time passes, when we come to copper age, still the power of purity was down, because of which there the 21 birth. Means, as the power of purity goes down, the lifespan decreases and birth numbers will be more, where 8, 12 and 21, and in iron age it is 42. It is because of the extreme impurity. And from copper age, as the purity comes down because of the body conscious. When the silver age ends, copper age begins, the confluence where we forgot that we are souls. In golden age and silver age, we were completely pure where we had 100% soul conscious. Not even a trace of body conscious. They were not knowing what is body conscious. Soul was so pure, it was in order, ruling the body, ruling the nature, and everything 100% the spring season, whole of the year. No other season, as the equatorial position, when the earth totally changes, everything will be in order from golden age. So, where the things changed from the middle time, the soul, the level of the quality of the soul becomes like a copper. It is only the comparison. Dwapar, they say, Dvi means two, where the balance between two has been lost, mind and the body, soul conscious and body conscious. Soul conscious vanished, dharma and karma. Dharma means dharana. So that inculcation, that is vanished, only we started karma conscious, the imbibing the values, caring the values, those things were lost in copper age, in the middle. Because of the body conscious, there the lifespan decreased. Not only that, there was no definite lifespan from copper age. Untimely living body, that is accidental death, with some reason leaving the body in the middle. Like now we see small children, they leave body, 16 years the heart attack, leave body. It is not, the average also nowadays they cannot take. First they used to tell 30 to 40 average lifespan for human beings, but now even that also not predictable. At least anciently, as we were knowing, people were living for long time, and nowadays what we see, the new diseases, those things were not at all there. Even if you take just 200 years back also, 100 years back also, people were good. But as if you go beyond, that is at least starting the copper age, where they were not having so much pain, so much disturbances, disharmony, but gradually these things increased as the body conscious vices increased in the human soul, because of the outside influence of the body conscious, and the extremely all the five vices, extreme greed, extreme attachment, extreme ego, extreme hatred, jealous, the people started doing more of the violence. These sinful actions led to the sorrow, suffering, lifespan completely finished, and nothing certain here in the Iron Age for human life. This is how we travelled. But in the middle and the starting, what happened? First two ages, Satyuga and Treta Yuga, because of the purity, which is the purity is the mother of peace and prosperity. Whatever the complete, they say Bharat was a golden sparrow, and Christ said that before I could come 3000 years back, there was paradise on earth, means the whole world is said to be Bharat, ancient Bharat, Avinashi Bharata Kande, that is what the scripture says. So in golden era, the total prosperity was so much, which started from 9 lakhs initially. Then we had a golden sparrow, means all our palaces were with gold, with all the treasures. And in copper age starting, just one example in front of you, our Somanath temple with all the treasures and all the pearls, diamonds, whole the shivling, such a big shivling was made out of pure diamonds, and Muhammad Ghaznavi came and 17 times with so many thousands of, camels, he took everything, but still we had so much in India. Even before Britishers, so much in India, that is in the Iron Age. And now in last fag end of the Iron Age, you can see in Kerala, Padmanabha temple, you can see the whole one temple having such a lot of gold. You can imagine in golden age what we were. But what happened to that? In the middle, before the Copper Age, when the influence of the body conscious and the human consciousness, there, because of the indulging in impurity, the earth, there were earthquakes. There were a big change on earth where our golden age, our golden palaces, such a lot of treasures, prosperity went in, some in water, some in earthquakes. But still we had so much, still we had such a, wonderful lives with values, doing all good, and only that time, devotion, bhakti started. We started praying, we started building the temples. In golden age and silver age, no bhakti and no prayers, because we were the divine beings with all the prosperity, peace and happiness. When body conscious started, the souls were peaceless, unhappy, the selfishness started, all unwanted things started in life, because of which the suffering, there we started calling God. First the devotion was only to Nirakar. Any ancient temple you take, you can see only Jyotirlingam. Then gradually we forgot, we were there in golden age and we were so pure, we were so, all our history vanished because of this such a big change in between the confluence of Copper Age and the Silver Age. There such a big change, because of which we forgot, gradually forgot. Then see, any family in the generation, the foremost grandfathers were so good, then grandchildren, children, they forget those things. They say, we don't know our forefathers what they were. The same thing happened in Copper Age. We forgot that our forefathers were deities and they were so wiseless with all the values, such a treasures we had. Gradually, one after the other, we forgot. As we forgot, then the devotion also sato rajo tamo. As the souls passes according to the rebirth, sato pradhan to sato in the silver age, rajo pradhan in copper age, and tamo pradhan in iron age. The same way our bhakti, first sato pradhan, only one God in the mind. Then again, devotees started praying Rama, Krishna, then Raghavendra, then Hanuman, and so many people, all the 33 crores of devatas, they say, okay, all are gods. Then people are afraid, I don't know which god will be angry. Okay, we just pray for everybody. That way, such a big confusion about the Supreme, and everything is in chaos now. Mess, each one telling, and so many, from Copper Age, so many different, religions started, and there the conflict, then in the name of, God, the bloodshed went on, where now we are in the fag end of the Iron Age, and in the end you are seeing everything, you are witnessing what's happening now. And the Sato Pradhan Bhakti, it was only the love of God. In Rajo Bhakti, too many in the mind. That is incorporeal, Nirakar also in the mind, and deities, they are in the mind, and gradually human beings. See Raghavendra, then Hanuman, the Ganesha, these are all the things where with some of the significance is there, but human beings are devatas in such forms is not there, no God in such form. So all these are the things, imaginary, so many things, so many stories have been written in the Bhakti period, that is from Copper Age starting, these things started. Then, as the time passes from Iron Age, 21 birth to multiply to double 42 because of the extreme impurity. Extreme, the kind of the actions people do, kind of suffering in return what they are getting. I think I need not explain you that how uncertainty of living body and taking body is there, and now God has predicted already, as we are very fast towards the end, souls have lots of accumulation of the accounts, negative accounts. They have to leave body soon, take another body, suffer a lot in mother's womb. And what all happens in mother's womb, in such a small place, soul adjusting and suffering a lot, it is experiencing all punishment, pressures, everything. It is like a Garbha jail, it is like a jail. So only when they come out, they cry a lot. They tell God, please send us out, we will not do any such sinful action. And still they forget and do the same. So from starting to end it is 83, 84th birth is the divine birth in the same body. That is understanding God through human media of Brahma and changing our consciousness. See, birth is nothing but when the soul leave, go and take another body, the relationship changes, conscious changes, accordingly the remembrance and the qualities according to the parents and the atmosphere goes on change. Even education will be the part of the change. So in that way, now when we take the knowledge, we realize the reality, the truth, eternal truth of self. The first fundamental truth is about self. I am not a body but soul, and my eternal parent, the supreme, whatever we have, the relationship, that is true, but it is only to repay the accounts, whatever giving and taking of the money, giving and taking of the love, giving and taking of the things, everything counts here. Accordingly we have taken birth. So when we finish that, there will be no more to you, they have to leave and take a body. I have so many evidences where, even not even 1 hour they can stay after the account is over, they have to leave. They can't, how much ever they love, how much ever they have attachment towards the relationship, they have to leave and go. So only the soul, when it leaves a body, within a fraction of a second, it it is a cinema reel like, everything will be in some seconds, all of the life, it will be like a film. It will realize, array, what all I have done, good or bad, and bad also is realized, good also is realized, but nothing is in their hand. They repent, why I did such actions, but they can't do, they have to move to the different body. They realize when they are out of body. Again when they take body, their intellect is limited, they forget everything, then started doing all new accounts, and impact of the past karmic accounts, the sanskaras, force them to do good or bad if they are weak. But now this is the confluence, the end of the Iron Age and starting of the Golden Age. This is the time to make our fortune. Totally you can delete all the negative accounts of the past by the power of yoga, the fire of yoga. So only God, the fortune maker, Bhagya Vidata, has come and he is revealing the eternal truth. Children, eternally how you were, when you came down also, of a time how you were, then when you forget the reality, how you suffered. It is all the play of body conscious. Now you come out of the body conscious. He says you will enjoy the life, you will be peaceful, happy. You can share that peace and happiness with others when you are in soul conscious. You can guide others in a right way when you are in soul conscious. So the importance of this confluence is the reincarnation of Supreme through the human body guiding us and changing totally our lives, our sanskaras in the same body. This is said to be Marujiva Janam. Like it is like a newness in the human consciousness, but it depends on your practice. It is totally the values or the powers or whatever we gain, innate values, the original eternal values in the connection with the Supreme Father, that brings a tremendous change in our lives positively. It is not that we become passive by doing yoga, or we become sannyasis, or we have to renounce everything, or what we will be if we take knowledge and meditation. No, you will be the same person, only the consciousness works on reality, and you will be the very good person with all higher values, elevated consciousness. Something that even also tell small children also, don't do meditation, this is not an age to be spiritual. But actually, younger ages only we have to understand the spirituality, because to make an effort to have the concentration, to draw the energy from the Supreme Source, I need to be fit bodily and mentally. So only it is a wrong notion telling children or adults that this is not a time. No, it should be a part of the life to bring a balance in everything. Because of the balance only in life we can be blissful, we can be happy. See, now there is no balance between the mind and the body. All our emotions goes against bodily health. To tell you truth, the health scientists do say that 90% of the diseases are now psychosomatic. Disease is 10%. The anxiety, the fear and other things makes them to have 90%, 100%. Disease, it goes on increase according to the emotions. These are all the proved things. So to keep the consciousness calm, peaceful, positive, always right approach towards the circumstances and people, we need the powers, we need some virtues, we need the total guidance, the knowledge. So only knowledge is said to be light and might, knowledge is source of income. The knowledge that is godly knowledge, the book knowledge, whether the science or the history or geography or any type of different knowledge, whatever we do, learn in colleges or university, that is, for the, earning to lead our lives, that is also, it is only essential part of the life. But I am not just a body, earn money, then you build a bungalow, keep all the material comforts, you cannot be happy. See, you give any person the big bungalow palace and put all the comforts, leave him alone, nobody to speak, nobody to share, how long he will be? Give all the food but nobody, he cannot live, he cannot be happy. Human beings are within the society. They want to share, care, they want to have everything in life. They, support of the relatives, support of the human relationship is so important to the human soul. So only, understanding the knowledge and meditating to tap for all the powers and values, these Gyan and Yoga, that is knowledge and the part of the meditation yoga, which can bring really the balance of karma and dharma. That is, while performing the action, I need to be in dharma, means dharana of the virtues. Dharma, definitely in Iron Age they have translated to casteism, but dharma doesn't mean casteism. Dharma is dharana, the inculcation of the divinity, divine virtues and powers. What is my eternal reality? My swadharma is peace and purity. When those two things are there, I am definitely inherited with all the other values, my eternal values. That is my dharma. Being in that stage and then doing the action, you will not do any wrong actions. Always, because of that inner peace, you have the clarity in your decisions, clarity in your doings. So there won't be any failures in life. You are always successful. So only the balance of dharma and karma. Now what happened from the middle, that is from the Copper Age, these two, the balance has gone. Whoever Rajya and dharma and karma, body and mind, spirituality and the worldly knowledge, whatever the balances should be there, what was in golden age and silver age, that was lost. So that was the root cause for all the suffering and downfall of the humanity. When kings wanted only the kingdom, and who want dharma, they went to jungles. Whether Buddha you take or any Sant, saints you take, all sannyasis, they renounce everything. They want God, they want to be that. Here the people, they want kingdom, they want to enjoy. But both were there, even there the kings were there in golden age and silver age, but they had both religio-political. Means everything was, the ruling was basis on the dharma, means on the values. The whole system was on the values and powers, the right divine powers. So that was lost, because of which everything totally changed. And now the society finally, in the crisis, you can see what all things are happening. In Kali Yuga, the mentality has become, mine is mine, even yours is mine. that was the if you don't give also, I will snatch. That's how the selfish nature has gone to extremes, where you can see. And these unwanted sinful actions are not being tolerated by nature. Nature also was harmonious. Nature wants harmony because nature works according to the human vibrations. When there is imbalance totally in the human mind, human conscious, completely perverted human consciousness, and totally evility in human consciousness, they doesn't want to see others happy. They doesn't want to share what they have. Such a big greed, cutting all, even nature totally. They want to exploit, destroy the nature, natural things, natural resources. Because of the greediness it was taken. And how nature will tolerate? It will take its own course of time. It will take its place, So that's how now, Prakriti Vikop, natural calamities, why? It is all because of the human doings and human evil vibrations. Mental pollution is the strongest, biggest pollution which is totally destroying the nature. And how the destruction now it takes place, natural calamities, why? See, one thing, the imbalance on earth is because of the drilling. Earth plates have moved seismic zone, there is no guarantee of anything. And the coal, the oil, whatever the natural resources down, it has been taken. Where all they have taken, it is, it is like a big ball. The earth, if you take, wherever the imbalance is going on, wherever they have emptied, there is a tilt in the earth. If the more tilt happens, then it will be more, up and down, the pole changes. Such a big destruction. Anyhow, God says there won't be any pralaya. It is not that everything will vanish and everything will be water and human era totally destroys. No. Definitely, now scientists are afraid that miles together, North Pole and South Pole melting, they are definitely not certain. They say that definitely all the oceans will be, full. 350 meters of oceanic volume will increase because of the earth, the pole melting, ice melting. When such a 350 meters is not a small volume, so all the oceans join together, then no countries will be there. Very small places will be left over. And India, as we say, it is an Avinashi Bharatakand. There will be a place, it will be, the corners will go away in water, like Kerala, this way, this way, this way. It will be like a boat all over the water. And 2% of the population, you can see, where 750 crores of souls and only 9 lakhs will be left over. Through them the new era will start. Powerful souls will be left over. Through them the new era will start. Everything will be new, 100% pure, nature changes totally. And this is how the end is. And the starting, before the end, God is establishing a new era. He is changing the human consciousness, the values, whatever the negative values we had, that process is going on since from 1936. And whatever they do, they can't stop the end, because God says, I am Mahakal. I have come down to take you all back, because the play, after drama, all the players come on the stage, they just pray, Janagana Mana, go back as they came. If they say, I am a king, I will be here, they say, give the dress and go back. So that's what happens, that whether you like or doesn't like, God says, I have come down to take you back, you have to come back. That is what Baba is telling now. Children, it is an end. And this, he says, this world is not worthy for you to play the role. It is finished. Nature, it has gone totally, no power in nature now left over. And souls also, you see now, no powers. They are doing all such a bad crimes, and good people are suffering. Only good are suffering. So how long Father can see? So he has come down, and it is an end. So the confluence, this is only, the main thing is to understand the importance of the present time, the confluence age, Sangam Yug, where the reincarnation of the Supreme, and we have to take our birthright. That should be the aim, finally target that before the end, I have to take everything from my father.
You told, the purity is coming down from, Satyuga to Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. I mean, like, why is this happening? Every soul basically is governed by a supreme soul, right? Whatever they do, right or wrong, is governed by supreme soul. Why someone is actually doing bad to get this purity down? Uh, why is there a concept of karma? That
Yeah.
means, if someone knows that, I get that karma when I'm doing bad, I don't think so anyone would do it. But it is all of, reincarnation concept. People are not realizing that, I should not do any bad to anybody or any others. So my question is like, if every soul is governed by a supreme soul, why do we do bad things?
See, this is what the misconcept or misunderstanding or confusion, I can say, that scriptures they have put in our minds that everything in this world, whatever is happening, is governed by Supreme Father. God says, I am not governing anything. When I come down in the confluence, I give a very clear instruction to the life that what to do, what not to do, how to do, and when to do. When you follow this, you are safe, you will not come down. What happens now, small example I want to give you. You will, as a father, you will guide your children. Do this, do this, do this. You will try your best. If they become bad, they can't blame father. Father says, I have guided everything. If he becomes bad, it is because of so many things, because of the company, because of so many other things, other influences. Same way, whatever God gave the instruction because of the soul conscious, He said you have to be in soul conscious. Children, you have to be in your eternal values. Children, you have to do actions according to your values and dharana. In two, that is golden age and silver age, we had this conscious of soul conscious, we had these values going on, doing accordingly, but gradually, as when we come down, we lost the connection with the Supreme. Using the energy, however, see, suppose another example, one house built, if the engineer says the age of this is only 50 years, then however you maintain every year, just making it new, but gradually the process is, it will lose its power. Same way, it is a law of thermodynamics. If I say, the energy level naturally moves from higher level to the lower level, then it will shift back to the same level when outside source is applied. This is what the law of thermodynamics. So it is same to the human souls, that here whatever He governs, God governs us when He comes down, when we become His children and hear Him. And this will be for 2 ages. Then gradually when we come down, we were in the influence of body and bodily qualities. Because we lost connection also, we couldn't recharge from Him, and gradually usage of the powers, whatever had, then again down, 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 we are down. As we think, however, in the middle, these messengers do come, they tell us good things, they tell us about meditation, yoga, whatever they learnt. However they are trying, the people are beyond the control. You see, so many good people came, they guided a lot, they won't hear, because that capacity to take that goodness is lost in the human consciousness. Because of which now, in the end, however you tell, you see, you will suffer. and you have lakhs of proofs about the rebirth, taking a body, suffering because of such and such a karma, but still they are not bothered. I shall share in last day that what all the karma and the reaction, they know practically I should not do. Dr. Pasricha, so many things she proved, but nobody are caring. They think that let me finish now. That why it is not their fault, that energy to receive good thing is lost. Bad they can take it very easily because it is very easy. To be good, it is little difficult for the human soul now, but because they lack powers, they lack the qualities. Even the company, TV, what it is giving information, whole day negative information. Children are seeing, they go to internet, access the internet, see all dirty things. Naturally, whatever you feed in the consciousness, it works the whole day, na? So here God says, children, you have made your fate. I am not responsible for your fate. I have guided, you have overruled my guidance. And as you are solely, another thing is, the main point, I am using my energy, na? From the middle, I did not do anything to recharge myself. Even we did bhakti, it was only with a selfish nature. We tell to God, if you do this work, I will do this for you. You do my work, I will build a temple for you. This and this, we will bargain there also with God. That true love, selflessness is not at all there. Then what he can do, what father can do. See, when your children go beyond your, good sayings also, then you will feel so pity for them, but they are beyond, they will be put into trouble. So that's what is happening. But it is a wrong thing that anyhow we were told God is seeing, God is doing everything. Then when he do all bad things through us, then he has to reap reaction according to Newton's third law. No, it is not the reality. It is we do, we reap the reaction. Nowhere God is involved in this. Is it clear, brother?
But is it limited only to the next reincarnation, or is it in the same cycle itself? That is, same birth and death itself.
No, we accumulated. No, it is like accumulation. See, some of the things from past we bring it. Till we do leave the body, we go on do actions here. So suppose if till early death we couldn't repay whatever we have brought, so this will be carried for the next one. So little things is being carried because the uncertainty of the living body, this birth also, the last one also, some we repay, but some of the prarabdha karma we take such a way carry, then in the last now we have to finish everything, we have to clear. Two ways, one is either punishment or with the fire of yoga. We have to finish, clear it, and then only we can go home to soul world. Otherwise it is not possible.
But is it limited only to the next reincarnation, or is it in the same cycle itself? That is, same birth and death itself we experience everything.
No.
Yeah, they will go back now, like actors and drama stage, when they finish the role, whether it is 2 hours or 3 hours, they have to give their dresses, go back home from where they came. The soul also, lastly, the plague is of the 4 ages, they leave a body and go back to soul world. All the souls will go back to the soul world, and then whoever have done the efforts here, the 9 lakhs population, as the continuation is there to the golden age, those souls with those values will come down. God will not send, by ourselves we come down. because that is the pull of the nature to the soul. Because we are actors, preordained role is there, so we come down to play. Some in Satyug, some in Silver Age, so maximum is 84, minimum is 1 or 2. See why population is increasing? Because the leftover souls are coming down very fast. So and last 1 or 2 birth, like the night the mosquitoes come and then they die. The same way lastly the souls come and go, where no value of such souls. So this is how, maximum 84, minimum 1 or 2. Then in the middle who come, it is only 63. So that way the souls according to their role they go on come. See, before the population of India was the total world population was so small. Now you see, after 200 years, very fast growth in the population. Because as the end is coming, all soul world is, they are all coming. It is empty now. Very few are there. They have to come down. Then here the destruction we have to go back. Yeah, they will be there. Till their role come, they are there. They are there. Because God as a liberator, one who gives mukti and jivan mukti, some soul, it is their inheritance property from God. Some, as they don't hear from Father, they take only mukti, take punishment, clear the accounts and then go and sit there in Paramdham. The souls who hear God, they take both mukti and jivan mukti. They go sit sometime in liberation, then come back to the golden age. Their 2 ages they are happy. But the main thing here to understand is, when God comes down, one in a crore will understand him. The souls who really charge themselves, take all the powers, knowledge and values from God, till the end they will be the souls with values and powers. Even though they come and at the end of Iron Age also, they will not be extremely like people, they are not bad. They will have that sustaining, that powers will work through them. That's what we can see practically. This whatever we charge now, it works till the last. Anything else? Anything else? Any doubt? See, yesterday God and His incarnation, and only now, why means His promise is to re-establish the dharma, means dharana in this world. And His promise is to establish a heaven and heavenly Godfather, means heaven means harmonious society with the values. And giving, as He is the bestower of peace and happiness, so He has to come down to give us everything. So He has come down. The thing is that we have to hear Him and take everything from Him. This is what, even though it is late, but still not too late, we have to just tap everything from Him. So that without any suffering, we have to just fly when the time comes. Baba says, when you are so powerful, with the withdrawal, we say ashariri avastha, sakshi drashta. At the end is very very difficult time, very crucial time. The suffering will be very bad. But still, if you are yogi, if you are completely in ashariri avastha, you will get a very clear signal. The time has come, I have to leave. You will leave as though snake leaves the skin. Such way you will not be knowing that other sufferings and all, you will just go. That is the benefit. And while in life also you will not suffer. But the message is given to everybody. The peace souls, with that negativity, they don't realize the reality, that why the goodness, why the connection with the source is essential now. to be happy or whatever, because they are extremely body conscious, extremely materialistic. They think only material can give us everything, but it is not, it is only illusion. Shall we move to meditation? Relax, calm your mind, and silence the mind. Cut down the speed of thoughts. Withdraw the consciousness and raise to forehead. Watch your thoughts. Visualize I am a point of light, divine point of light, radiating light and might. As I visualize myself, more the silence I have. I stabilize in my eternal form. I am just a twinkling starlight. Detaching myself from the costume. Outside the body, I just see the body as an instrument. Very clear experience of my eternal self. I am light. Slowly, I fly beyond the cosmos, beyond sun, moon and stars. Beyond five elements, the space beyond, the abode of liberation. Golden red colored light element, the abode of silence. I see myself lost in deep peace, lost in deep silence. Stop your thoughts. Feel the silence. Feel that I am light, the light being, radiating light and light. as I move. And realize I am Son of God, the Supreme Father, Supreme Light, very close to me, showering all the light and might on me. Visualize the bright light very close to you. The cool, soothing light surrounding all over. I am in the embrace of divine light. I am visualizing my Father, so beautiful, loving and caring. Caring me, loving me, showering all the light and might. I experience I am completely at rest. The deep silence with all the divine light showering from my Father. As I am closer and closer, I feel the flow of current, the energy. The bright light rays. The divine flow on me. I feel I am charged. Baba, I am so lucky to be with you. My search to see you and to know you is ended now. You are my supreme parent, supreme teacher and Satguru. You are my true friend. Who supports and who is, you are always with me now. I am with you. Experience the peace, the love, the bliss. Powers from Baba. Tremendous flow of divine light. Slowly you can come down, keeping connection with Baba. Shanti. Is it okay?